I am your host, Hank Russell. It's been a minute. We've had kind of a slow week here, man. 4th of July, everybody's wanting to lounge back, get a few drinks,
Yeah.
hopefully not while shooting off fireworks, of course. But my guest at this time, ladies and gentlemen, he's a Muay Thai kickboxer. I just got to know him a little bit off of camera. We're going to get to know him in detail here in a sec here. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Mr. Reeon McNabb. What's happening, man?
I'm doing.
So tell me about your fight coming up. You said you were telling me the 27th is what you said?
Yeah, 27th is when I believe the represent card is over in
And
Oakville.
Oakville. And where's that at?
This is right outside like the Toronto area.
Okay, so you're from Canada. Okay.
Yeah, So
Okay, cool. Is it true that in Canada there, or is it in your part of Canada? I always forget. It's illegal for pro fights to happen in certain parts of Canada, right? In Muay Thai.
Yeah, and over here in Ontario, yeah, it's in our
Okay.
province. There's very limited pro cards, barely any.
Right. I mean, and you're fighting an amateur though right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to start somewhere. But it's amazing that somebody like George St. Pierre, who pretty much put combat sports on the map up there, in my opinion, and yet there is still this ignorance towards not being able to license things up there like this, even though the sport had its like country hero there for a long time.
Exactly. I don't understand that part of it, but hey. We build.
Right. I mean, hey, the politics is definitely above my head, especially in other countries, though. I mean, but that's how it was here in America when, MMA was around. I mean, I think that like Colorado and a few other, and like New Orleans, Louisiana and few other places were the only place you could have it at the time here in this country. And now I think every state is sanctioned to be able to have mixed martial arts.
Oh shoot. Yeah. You got places like Utah.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a couple places I think the UFC. I don't see them ever go. I'm like,
that's true.
Utah.
I know you can't. You don't see them at the same arena that the Utah Jazz play at. So that makes sense.
Right, so there's a couple places. There's some place. Where else? Hold on. Utah. Maybe they have been to Utah. Maybe I'm just talking shit, but I don't see too many people vouching to fight on any Utah cards or anything.
No, and I think the last fighter from Utah that I recall was Demetrius Johnson, or not Demetrius Johnson, but DeMarcus Johnson. It was about 15 years ago. He was in the Ultimate Fighter season 9, I think it was, and he was out of Salt Lake City, Utah. So maybe he didn't fight maybe he never fought in Salt Lake City, Utah. So who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? Well, yeah, that's good that it's been building though. That every state now is sanctioning mixed martial arts. Hopefully, over here in Canada, we get that. I know they're working on it, but we just gotta wait.
Yeah, I don't know much about your government, but that's one thing they need to lighten up a little bit on as far as like sports goes.
Yeah. Canadian sports, it's more like the Canada looks at it more as like a hobby, it feels like.
Yeah, and I can understand that. I mean,
as opposed
to the value system. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just saying, like, just opposed to like other countries that like use sports to like value their country's worth to other countries when it comes to like athlete wise and stuff like that. It feels like Canada wants to compete with other places, but like we're just like when our like hockey team wins or our bass team Canada's winning, I feel like we're more just like patting them on the back more so than actually celebrating their win.
And that could be a good thing for society in some aspects. It's not my best interest to say this, but why do we worship the sports the sports and the sports teams so much that maybe other things should be celebrated in higher regard rather than people do things as a form of entertainment?
because they are God gifted, right? Like it's not like some of them, like a lot of people are able to make it to the pros or make it to high levels on just God born gifts and not as hard work. So I can see that where you have like the firefighters, people that are going to school and trying things, going to school for 10, 12 years, doctors and all that stuff, officers and everything. I can see that.
Right. Well, and I'm not going to take away the credibility of the hard work that people put into in their profession as far as sports and music and things like that. But at the same time, those are forms of entertainment. You're not exactly changing the day to day lives of other people, from doing that. I mean, there's, I know guys that train like
But they
people
are
in trade schools.
but they are providing a service though.
Yeah, that's
So they
well,
they should be and on like a worldwide level at that. On top of that, like it's if they were just entertaining like their local team, they'll probably be paid such as like, but they're being put on like a world level where they're being like shown in front of millions of eyes. So
yeah. It's just it's so many different ways of looking at it because it's not in my best interest because I've been covering sports for 20 years, particularly combat sports. But my thing is that if the world, if we had to select people to regard, it would definitely be the entertainers and stuff like that would be at the bottom though. And but so maybe that's and the reason why I'm saying all this is I'm trying to give Canada its flowers. Maybe there's like other things that Canada puts ahead of entertainment and sports, so to speak.
yeah, yeah, which we do find more important. But to those that are the athletes and stuff like that, it is harder for them to represent the country and the country get its flowers and its respect from other countries um, when we're over here, like supporting ourselves when it comes to getting ourselves to these events and stuff like that. Like I know our Team Canada IFMA team, a lot of those athletes like fundraise for themselves and everything to get over there, going over to Thailand, Italy, right? They're traveling and fighting for the country, but they have to get themselves there as opposed to like, the government having a little like sports fund or something like that.
Yeah, I could see. I get what you're coming. I get where you're coming from with that. So, how long have you been training in combat sports, particularly Muay Thai?
This would be year 7 for me.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
did you? How old are you now?
I'm 33. I just turned 33 June 3rd.
Oh, fantastic. Are
And
you
then,
planning on? Go ahead.
so yeah, and yeah, I believe I started this when I was like 25 or something, I believe.
Are you planning on going pro?
Uh, right now, if that's where life takes me right now, I'm fighting whoever signs on the dotted line and enjoying the sport for what it is and for how many fights my body has left. Um,
Yeah.
I also have 2 kids. I got a wife and everything.
Oh, fantastic. You
Reality, and dream chasing. I try to not do too much without doing too much for the other side, right? To give and take.
No, that makes sense. And so I'm assuming you have a full time job and everything like that. Then
Yes, sir.
it's amazing though, because the fact is that having a wife and 2 kids and kind of building yourself up in a sport is really kind of impressive as it is, especially you know in your mid 20s and stuff like that. By that time you're supposed to be focused more on that, but you managed to squeeze in doing that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I come from like I grew up playing sports,
Mhm.
and then when I found Muay Thai, it was kind of me trying to fill that competitive void after school. I played college basketball. I played basketball actually all the way up until college, and then after school, it was when it was like, okay, I'm not gonna go pro with basketball, but I still have that competitive drive.
Yeah.
And joining like the men's leagues and stuff afterwards after school wasn't filling that. So yeah, I was looking for something that could fill that competitive void, and then watching. I have an uncle that's in this sport. His name is Reeon McNabb, and he's traveled across the world doing Muay Thai. My little brother Tyree McNabb's in this. he's traveling and he's fighting and not pro yet, but he fights out of Alberta for Mike Miles. And yeah, it just seemed like that competitive side for them was being filled, and I decided to jump into.
Hey,
And it's
why
like, all right,
not? I mean,
loved it. Yeah, I've loved it ever since.
oh yeah, and you said basketball. I'm so ignorant sometimes. I keep forgetting that the Raptors are in Toronto, and
Yeah,
they've won a ring as recently as 6 years ago. So it's
yeah,
basketball is huge, obviously
huge over
in
here.
America.
Also, the MVP of the NBA this year was from Hamilton. He's from Canada.
I didn't know Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was from that part of Canada.
Yeah, he's Canadian. He's from around this end from of Canada.
Yeah, I knew he was Canadian. I just didn't know that's the part he is from. And
Yeah,
you
from
know,
down here. So it's
Shea
just like
Gilgeous.
yeah. So it's like So just even seeing that, like even thinking that, like it's like yeah, we're doing something down here, but we're doing it without the support of the government. And it's like all right, man, let them help us a little bit, and we can
Yeah,
start popping athletes like crazy.
I'm from Memphis, so I'm a huge Grizzlies fan.
How do
So,
you feel about the recent moves for them?
oh man, we just lost one player today. We traded him to the Pacers. It'll come to me, but yeah, I'm not too happy with losing Desmond Bain. That's for sure.
Desmond Bain was a big loss, man. It was like, he put in a
Uh,
lot of work for Memphis.
yeah, and I didn't
That
like
kind
it.
of opens up a spot for that. Kind of opens up the floor for Ja a little bit. But who's gonna help when Ja's on not on the floor?
Dude, I know exactly, and I was pissed about losing Luke Kennard too. So the
So
best the best percentage 3-point shooter in the league. I was like, come on, man. How much more can we lose?
it's hard when you don't see the direction that they're trying to go. Where it's like, okay, we brought in this for that, or we're picking up these pieces,
Yeah,
or we're trying to get it through the draft. But yeah,
yeah,
when they're just letting guys go, like just to make space and stuff like that for money cap and stuff, it's like,
yeah,
yeah, this is gonna be this season's gonna hurt.
yeah. I think a lot of teams are going to hurt more than they're going to benefit this year. Maybe the Oklahoma City Thunder will still be where they're at because, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of the other teams aren't going to be that well. I mean, Halliburton's out and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see this season being very compelling to watch. I think it's going to go in the same direction. But have you been? So have you been? I mean, how far? What's the furthest you've traveled for a fight?
For a fight, I've gone as far as like Iowa.
Oh,
I'd say,
really?
yeah, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah. Did you
But
drive there?
yeah, we did actually. It was like 14 hours.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, I've been to Cedar Rapids, Iowa before. That's not a it doesn't matter where you're from in the country. That is not a short drive.
It's not, and it's harder when you're going there and
Yeah,
you have to be prepared for a fight. You're at like your lowest weight. You're dehydrated, and you're sitting in a car. And if you have a couple teammates on the card or in the tournament, you're crammed in this car together and everything. And it's like driving through the night, trying not to drink nothing and everything like that. It's a hard drive there. Coming back isn't so bad, but driving there, if you're not flying, sucks.
I believe it. I mean, gosh, I would rather, if I could afford it, I would rather fly if I have like a 14-hour drive to go somewhere.
Yeah. But then again, like for the amateurs and stuff like that, like we're not, yeah, we could fundraise and stuff like that, but that'll usually help with like hotel costs and stuff like that.
Right. Any little bit helps though. So
Yeah.
what do you put? So what is, so is there like a title that you're up for, or is it, I mean, how many fights have you had now?
This is going to go on to be my 23rd, I believe, fight.
Okay.
23rd or 24th fight. Um, 17-8 right now.
Good.
So it's all right. It's a winning record, but I could be doing better. Lost my last couple fights in close decisions, I would say. Um, but yeah, but the fight game is funny that way. It doesn't matter like how you feel in there or how the crowd reacts, even how commentators will react. It's what those three judges or how many judges are around that ring feel.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been in a lot of like weird decisions where the crowd, and not even that the crowd may be biased or whatever, but from the crowd and the commentary that will commentary the fights and stuff like that, just listening to the stuff over. It's like,
Yeah.
I wonder how these guys didn't see that I won that, but everybody else seems to see like I won that. Hey, that's the fight game.
Exactly. It's such, I mean, what did Dana White say? I mean, he's the godfather of saying this. Never leave it in the hands of the judges. But I
Hey,
hate that saying only because I feel like you did your best and yet it
yeah,
still
and
went to just
sometimes some guys just won't go down. It's
no.
like you got to hit them with a kitchen sink or something like that. Because I've rocked some guys, and
Yeah.
you can see the stars, right? And the easiest thing would
Yes.
be to just go down, and they don't.
I no. I've seen tons of fights. Like, I don't know, let's see. Do you remember a fighter named Wesley Cabbage Carrera?
Wesley, Capture.
You
I
were
can't say I
probably
do.
you were probably too young when he was in his prime. Like the last fight in the UFC was like 2001. So he was
Okay.
probably it was like 2001 or 3 or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was one of those guys that somebody like Tim Sylvia. I know you've heard that name before.
Yeah, I know Tim
And
Sylvia.
yeah, and the funny thing is that Tim Sylvia, who was a very powerful striker, just hit him with everything, and you know Wesley and Cabbage Carrera couldn't go down. And it's just and then somebody, people would say things like, "Well, you left it in the hands of the judges." It's like, no, dude, you just fought a guy whose head was built like a sponge or a rock.
Yeah, it has coating and layers of like bone or something like that. Like you're just not rocking it enough.
Right? Or it's
I
just
don't
so
know.
it's so padded. It's like hitting a sponge. It's so padded that you just can't do no damage. I mean,
Oh man.
and oh gosh, man. So I hate that. I hate it when that happens. The judges kind of screw you out of things. But like you said, that's the fight game. I mean, you don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges, but it
Exactly.
happens.
You never know. You never know.
What kind of what kind of fighting do you enjoy outside of it? I mean, have you trained in any boxing or Muay Thai or anything like that?
Yeah, but that's it. So this fight for represent is a Muay Thai fight. Um
Right. Oh,
and
yeah. I
I've
meant like straight up boxing too. But I
oh
didn't
yeah,
know.
like straight yeah. So I've gone and dabbled in, like, I haven't done any cards or been on any belts for boxing, but I've trained my boxing and trained boxing specifically just to get your hands up and your hand speed, angles, learning angles and everything. Uh, and then yeah, I like to go into like jujitsu and other things. I like to dabble in other arts here and there. I just have to be careful with how much I'm doing it because I am a Muay Thai fighter. So like when you do jujitsu, you got a lot of these guys that want to bend your joints the wrong way, and you're just like, hey, like
Chill.
yeah, I got fights coming up. Like my elbow doesn't go that way, right, or my shoulder doesn't bend that way.
I
Um,
know. I know. I gotta tell my ex girlfriend that sometimes. I'm like, look, get off me. I don't bend that way. Stop it. Stop it.
yeah,
No.
and then when you're going in boxing and everything, with boxing, they have real good movement and slipping, rolling, and everything. But because of Muay Thai has knees and kicks, you can't duck too low, right? So then you got to take pieces, small things, and everything from different arts. With the jujitsu, I'd say like that cardio and going those long rounds with someone like pushing down on you and you trying to escape, and just that
Mm,
high pace of feeling like you're under attack really
yes.
helps in the ring with Muay Thai. It keeps you calm. You learn how to stay calm under storms. And then in boxing, I say you take like the punch combinations and working your jab and learning how important your jab actually is. Head movement, but without learning how to duck and move too low. And yeah, it all kickboxing also, right? With kickboxing, it teaches you how to get to your punch kick combination quicker. and adding
Yeah.
them together.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of guys when they start Muay Thai, if they come from boxing, their hips are real tight. They can't turn their hips over to kick, right? And then you find guys that are in kickboxing or coming from another sport, when they try to come and try, like they may be able to
Yeah.
kick like taekwondo or something, or
Right.
karate or any karate based sport. They know how to kick, but their hands down here by their chest or at their waist and everything like that, right? So then I feel like Muay Thai is that perfect middle ground.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a psychopathic sport, though. I mean, I've interviewed guys that are actually fought in Thailand and trained in Thailand, and they say that, man, you got to be a different animal to be in Thailand all that time, because not only are they crazy good at what they do, but then they do it based upon not the most healthy regimens, so to speak. Like I'll hear guys say that they'll be smoking cigarettes and drinking vodka before they get in the ring and fight.
I guess that's like because it's like a lifestyle. So when you get those guys that have been their whole life is Muay Thai and everything, like it's like the how can I compare it? It's like the when you go to like Jamaica or like the islands and stuff like that, you'll see guys that will play like for their professional soccer teams and everything like that, drinking beers and stuff like
Yeah,
that on the sides and everything like that because it's like it's a lifestyle. They're doing it their whole life, and once I guess they get to like a certain age or whatever like that, where they feel like okay, maybe I'm not gonna make it to like the highest level or whatever like that, but I'm gonna be here and being able to enjoy myself, kind of
yeah,
thing. Yeah, like I could
yeah.
see like that's crazy to me to have someone be like, there's guys smoking cigarettes before a fight, like that's I'm gonna be pushing the pace on this guy, but who knows? That cigarette may give this guy superpowers.
I mean, who knows? I mean, you're right. Absolutely. I mean, maybe it's like steroids. It hurts you long term, but it won't. But it'll benefit you now. I mean, that's above my pay
Yeah,
grade.
something like
Oh man, this is man. So, what do you do for as a profession?
I machine operate at this factory that's around the corner from my house. So nothing too big or too shabby or nothing like that. But
Yeah,
I'm working on the machines, keeping the line running.
good.
Yeah, keeping product flowing through the factory and everything like that. Moving around, trying to make a dollar, make the day go by.
Yeah, and you've got children, so
Yeah,
I get it.
I got two babies. They're well, one's 11, turning 12. He's not so much a baby anymore.
Yeah.
And then there is the baby. He just turned 1. He's about 14 months now, I'd say.
Oh, fantastic. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's a baby.
hey, ain't nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
So they're two different ends of the spectrum. I got a teenage one about to be a teenager and one that's coming up into his own. It was fun.
Well, at least they'll both be out of diapers by the time in a year or two.
This is two different ends. It keeps it interesting. It keeps it interesting, right?
Oh man, I'm glad.
One's at diaper rashes, and the other one has girls calling the house. It's like,
Oh, hey man, that's cool. Return of the Mac. I mean, what can I say, man? I mean, hey, it's good. It's good. It's good that he's good. It's good. He's got prospects. Just don't
right?
slip.
It's just at
Don't-
that age. It's like, hey, can Xavier come outside? It's like I'm you're a proud father. You don't get me wrong, proud father. But you're just like, how do they know where I live? It's
yeah.
like,
And of course, it's like I don't know. Like if you're American, they'd be like, "Hey man, get rid of these fast ass girls right now." Okay, don't
yo,
make me.
that's exactly what my wife preaches. That we be preaching that, but hey, you gotta let them
Yeah,
grow up, right? You gotta let them grow up without being
exactly.
too
Yeah,
stern.
yeah, that's right. You can't always be like, "Get your ass back in this house right now! Quit messing with them girls."
The echo on. That was clean. That was good.
I got sound effects. I got sound effects. That's what I don't use. You're
That
the
was
first person
good.
I've used sound effects on my show for.
That
Anyway,
was good.
I never use them. But so what weight class are you fighting at now? I got.
So this weight class for this represent card, I'm going to be fighting at 67 kgs, 147 pounds.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, when y'all say kgs,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's
The last fight
that's
I
not
had
bad.
was at
That's
the last fight I had was at 143. So I'm coming up from there, coming up from down there,
yeah.
which is good.
I
Thank God.
I I interview a ton of Canadians and I interview a ton of Europeans, and every time they say kg kilograms, I'm like, okay, I got to do my math here. What is that in pounds? But then
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden I was interviewing somebody from Ireland and they interviewed by stone. It was like, this guy is 13 stone or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck is a
Yes. Oh,
stone? Okay.
yeah.
I want to know what unit of measurement that is. Okay. It's just a bunch of rocks put together. Here we go. You know, you got rocks together.
It's
Here.
funny because
We,
it's funny because that's exactly where my mind went when you said that. It's like, yep.
like
Like,
cavemen.
how
Yeah,
measurement is stone?
one
It's funny.
rock, two rock, three rock,
You weigh
one
about
human
rock.
being. That's right.
Yeah, he's about 13
Oh
stone.
man, I'm telling you,
That's
man.
good.
That's it, brother. On that note, man.
That
Oh,
is good.
let's promote your fight one time before I let you go, man. It's been great talking to you, man, and I hope we do
Yes.
this again. And keep me. I don't know. I'm your friend on Instagram now, right?
100%. I
Am I?
believe so, but if not, I'm gonna double check. Hank Russell.
Are we friends? Yeah.
We are now on Instagram. Well, your
Okay.
personal
Cool.
blog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yep.
my page. That's my page.
There,
Don't
there we
worry,
go.
we got
Perfect.
you. All right. Well, let's
Uh,
promote your pay. Let's promote your fight coming up, man, and keep me informed. And where can you and I see it?
um, if you on Instagram, that that is, and the way they spell it is different. Represent.
I think we lost him. I hope everybody heard it at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. But this has been the Hank
It's
Russell
a bunch of different.
invitation. Oh, never
It's
mind.
a,
Oh, here's all right. Hey, okay. Oh, wait a second. Hey, start over because I was about to end the show because I thought it accidentally cut off. But start over and tell me where we could find the show because the camera got
yep.
cut off.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
If you go on Instagram and type in represent REPREZENT represent MTS is short form for Muay Thai, but yeah, if you go into the represent page on Instagram, you'll be able to find all the updates on the fight. They're always posting. There'll be links to the fight, tickets. If there's a pay-per-view link, there will be there posted.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you go to my page, that's Kushamaki on Instagram. That's or you could type in Reeon McNabb, but KUSHAMAKI. You can probably find. You'll be able to find the link there in my bio. Whenever
Okay.
they drop it, you'll be able to find that. And where else? Yeah, it's me, Oakville, Toronto. You catch me. They call me the Birdman down here, so you guys know what you guys get. If you're local, what you're gonna get with my fights: high pace, high volume. We fight from bell to bell, no breaks in between, other than us sitting on the side of the ring to get our water and stuff like that. But once that bell rings, everyone knows we're going bell to bell.
Well, it's on, man.
It's
Hey,
on. That's how we go.
yes. Reeon, I appreciate you coming on today, man. That's great, man. I hope to hear from you soon, okay? And you keep me posted about what's going on, okay?
100%. We're going to collect a couple more of these bad boys. And a couple more of these bad boys.
Right? There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're going to get these going. We're going to get these going over here.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Brother. Yeah, no problem, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you watching the Hank Russell Invitation. It's been nothing but a pleasure talking to this guy. And if nothing else, you guys have a great evening.